Haggis feels scary. This is what haggis looks like. Every meal is a big meal. Tunnocks tea cakes. Ooh, gross. It tastes like bubble gum. On a winter's day, I would love this. What have Scotland got against a Mars bar that they want to chuck it in some hot oil? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while, but today we have another video in my eating diets from around the world series. Can you call it a series? I haven't done one for a few months. We'll call it season 2. As you can see by the title, today I am going to be eating a Scottish diet. And for the first time ever, I'm actually going to film this video over a few days because there is so much food in the Scottish diet that I couldn't possibly eat it all in one day. Every meal is a big meal, so I'm gonna have to split it up. I've got all my ingredients ready. I've managed to find everything I think that I needed for this video, including what I assume will be the Scottish fan favourite, haggis. I'm going to try it for the first time. If you're Scottish and you're watching this, make sure you let me know in the comments down below, how did I do for each of the meals? I'm excited to get stuck in with breakfast. It's quite late in the day already and breakfast is a long one, so without further ado, let's get started. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you want more in this little series. This looks like the most long-winded breakfast I've ever seen in my life. I thought a full English was bad. Full Scottish? Wow. I'm not a huge breakfast person as it is, but today I've got to be. So, done a little bit of research of what a full Scottish breakfast consists of. One of the things takes 40 minutes to make. Tatty scones, if you're Scottish, that's probably ringing a few bells. For me, it's not. They take 20 minutes to prepare and 20 minutes to cook. So, if you're going to make a full Scottish breakfast, you best be getting up early. A full Scottish breakfast consists of the following: an egg, tatty scones, square sausage patty or a lawn sausage, bacon, a link sausage, chipolata to me and you, sliced haggis, toast, grilled or fried tomatoes, baked beans, black pudding, mushrooms, polony, fried slice, and fruit pudding. That threw me off a bit. Where's she come from? Where did she come from? Where did she go? Where did she come from? Fruit pudding. I'm going to adapt it just a little bit, take a few things off the menu, not going to lie, because I don't like them. I've bought this contraption behind me. See her? So you can see what I'm cooking. Let's go for a full Scottish breakfast. So here are all my ingredients. I've got all the ingredients for the tatty scones. The black pudding is here, the haggis. This is what haggis looks like, if you didn't know. I didn't know that's what it would look like. I'm also going to make the square sausage out of some sausage meat, because trying to find a square sausage patty where I live is like trying to find me in a club. Just not going to happen, doesn't exist. Going to start off with the tatty scones. I've got everything in my notes app just here. Here's the link to the tatty scones. So these basically look like little pancakes but potato. Serves 6 to 8. I'm gonna half it, so 3 to 4. I am only one human, but what can you do? First things first, I peeled my potatoes and I cut them up into quite small chunks because I wanted them to boil quickly so that I could mash them. Chuck them in the saucepan. A little bit of flour on the worktop to make my square sausage. Here I am taking the meat out of the skin. Ooh, gross. Anyway, the flour was so that it didn't stick to my hands basically. And I'm patting it into a patty and using the knife to make it into a square shape. Not entirely sure why it needs to be square, but that's what Google says. Here it is, I was quite proud of it. Don't worry, I did wipe down the worktop and I did disinfect it because I know it's had raw meat on it. Don't come at me in the comments. Right, here is the boiled potatoes. Give them a little mashy mash. Then add all the other ingredients. So the butter, the salt, the baking powder, the flour, and half a medium egg. That weren't easy. Right, then we mix it together until it forms a sticky dough. Again, more flour on the worktop. Pat, pat, rolly roll. I split it in 2, otherwise it would make so many. Look at them in sync, that's really satisfying, isn't it? And then I cut them into this shape that Google told me to and cling film the other half to use another day. Whack them on a baking tray and stick them in the oven for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I heated up some oil in a little pan to start cooking the rest of my breakfast, starting with the chipolatas. Sorry guys, I interrupt this brief time lapse. Look at this, right, the haggis, to cook it, 1 hour and 20 minutes in the oven, or it can go in the microwave for like 6.5 minutes. That's so dramatic. Who's putting it in the oven? Anyway, I've got to take the skin and the clips off this, which sounds awful. Break it up into chunks and whack it in the microwave. So This is the last time you'll see the haggis looking like this. Bid your farewells to round haggis. I added the black pudding to the pan and was surprised at how black it went, not sure why. Added the bacon, the squared sausage and the fried egg to the pan and did the fried slice on the side. Plating it all up, here we go, ignore the presentation skills because it's not the best I know. Very meat heavy, isn't it? There was a lot going on but only a loser would find it stressful. That was a bit stressful, not gonna lie. And I'm filming this on such a hot day as well. You know when you're cooking in the kitchen and you just get overwhelmed by the heat. Here she is. It is a big breakfast. The tatty scones look lovely. This is the haggis. This is what it turned into. I wasn't expecting it to look like that. I thought it would be a round slice like the black pudding. Don't know why I thought that, but I just didn't think it was minced. Also unsure if ketchup is allowed, but I've got it. And to drink, I've just got a fresh orange because I thought everyone has a fresh orange with breakfast, right? Surely they do in Scotland. I'm nervous about the black pudding and the haggis. Let's go black pudding first. What shall I try it with? A bit of sausage maybe? I like it. I wasn't expecting to. Probably wouldn't choose to have it on my breakfast, but I don't dislike it. Haggis feels scary. I can't remember off the top of my head what haggis is, but I don't want to Google it before I try it because I feel like it might be brains. Are you brains or are you heart? Either way, don't usually eat brains or heart for breakfast, but lots of people love it, so do you know what? Bottoms up. The flavour, really nice, it's quite herby. The texture is what's throwing me off. I would compare it to couscous, but cooked and a little bit more dry. It actually looks like it's got kind of like oats or couscous in it. I mean, I don't think it has, but it kind of looks like it, right? Here's a close-up of the black pudding. Next up, let's go for the tatty scones. Oh, they're squidgier than I was expecting them to be. Big fan of that. It's like a savoury scone, and I love any kind of potato. So far, tatty scones are the best things to come out of Scotland, in my opinion. On a cold Scottish morning, getting up on a Sunday, going down to a little cafe, I can imagine a full Scottish breakfast. I am so full, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I couldn't eat the whole thing. I left a little bit of everything actually, other than the bacon and the tatty scones. They were demolished. The haggis and the black pudding, I liked the flavours of them both, but not quite the textures. And I'm not even a textures person, I don't usually mind. But now that I've finished eating, I'm gonna Google what haggis actually is. What is haggis? Okay, it's not brains. Good news. It's composed of the liver, heart and lungs of a sheep, minced or mixed with beef or mutton suet? And oatmeal. There is little oats in it, I knew it. The mixture is packed into a sheep's stomach and boiled. I can't say I'll be rushing back to M&S to buy another haggis, you know? But I didn't hate it, saying that. So for lunch, I'm making the Scottish delicacy that is Cullen skink. This is basically, I think, like a potato and haddock stew or soup, that kind of thing. But here I am boiling the potatoes, cooking the haddock, mixing it all together. It was really easy to make this, to be honest, and I just added a little bit of parsley on top. Cullen skink is complete. This is what it looks like. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a bit more soupy than this, but mine dried up quite a bit. Or I don't know if this might be the right texture, I'm not sure. And to have to drink, I got Iron Brew, and I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it ever. I know it's really popular though. I feel like people are going to bash me in the comments for buying a bottle of it instead of the cans. I've got a feeling the cans are nicer. I'm sure I've heard someone say that. But the bottle was £1.50 and your girl loves a barg. Let's try it. Oh my god, it tastes really familiar. It tastes like bubble gum. That is really nice. Is it an energy drink or is it just a fizzy drink? Is it supposed to taste like bubble gum? Brewed in Scotland since 1901. I'm so sure that tastes like bubble gum. Please let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it does as well or not? Anyway, the Cullen skink. Let's try it. I do actually like everything in this. I like haddock, I like potatoes, I like onions. So hypothetically, I should like this. It's one of those meals that I wouldn't choose to have on a warm day, but on a cold day, if I like it, I think this is going to be a hit. And I'm glad it was haddock, because if it was any other fish, I probably wouldn't have made this. I would have picked something else, because haddock is one of the only fish I actually eat. I like it. It feels like a very hearty lunch. Cullen skink gets a thumbs up from me. I wonder how popular this is in Scotland. Please let me know if you're Scottish. Do you like go out for Sunday Cullen skink in a pub? What are the kind of places that serve it? I want to know. The BBC Good Food website says that you would usually serve this with crusty bread as well. I think I've overcooked it a bit, but the picture definitely looks more soupy than mine. Right, it is snack time. It's like peak afternoon snack time because Warwick Davis is on the telly, that's how you know. When I was planning this video, I did my research first and then I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any Scottish food recommendations because I thought you'd probably come up with things that aren't on Google and stuff like that. And one that I was surprised by, because I didn't know this is Scottish, which might sound really stupid, but is Tunnocks tea cakes. So many of you said Tunnocks tea cakes, anything from Tunnocks. And I've seen these in the shops, never bought them, never tried them, but they're obviously popular because they sell them just in my local Asda. But on the front it says it's still a family business since 1890. Jesus, the granny who runs this must be old. But how nice that for years and years, generations of this family have made tea cakes. So cute. So this is going to be my little afternoon snack of the day. I don't know what you would usually have this with. Probably a cup of tea, I assume. I can't believe the popularity of these on my Instagram story. This is what it looks like. This might be really obvious. Lots of you might have had these before. This is what the inside of it looks like. It's like marshmallow with kind of like a biscuit base. Although I don't know if it's meant to be like this, but it's quite soft, but it is very hot today. So I've got a feeling it's melted a little bit, unless the biscuit is just quite soft. I like it though. Kind of reminds me of a walnut whip. I approve. Gets at least an 8 out of 10 from me. So another Scottish snack that a lot of you guys suggested on my Instagram story is tablet. Never heard of it before, but I've got some here. I actually got this on Amazon. It's only just arrived, but this is the Bonnie Glen butter tablet. It looks a bit like fudge to me. I don't actually know what it is or what the difference is between this and fudge. It smells like pure sugar. It is like eating a cube of sugar. It's more crumbly than I was expecting. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It's nice, but it's very, very sweet. Right, it's now the evening. I've already mentioned it's been a really warm day today. It's still really warm this evening. If you ask me what I would choose for dinner tonight, probably something quite light, like a salad or like a barbecue that mostly consists of rice and lettuce. What I wouldn't choose to eat today is probably like a warm, wintry comfort food. Guess what's on the menu? So, for dinner tonight, I am having Neeps and Tatties. What is that, I hear you ask? I thought the same thing. To me, Neeps and Tatties, turnips and potatoes. Wrong. Sweden potatoes. I thought it was pretty logical. Turnips, Neeps and Tatties. No, wrong. Incorrect. You're the weakest link. I thought to myself, surely in Scotland they don't have just potatoes and swede for dinner. So I did a bit more research. Research being you guys on Instagram. And I asked, what do I have with my Neeps and Tatties? There were 3 different answers. The first was haggis. The second was mince. And the third was Lucy Fly saying, hand that's the meal. It's just Neeps and Tatties. I've decided to go for the middle option. I'm going to have mince with mine and I'm going to do a little bit of gravy as well because a few people did say to put gravy with it. So for dinner tonight we have minced beef, Neeps and Tatties. On a winter's day, I would love this. I'd be all over it. Although the only thing about this is that it looks like there's not much texture to it. It looks very soft, like you could give this to a baby who is just weaning onto their food. If it was my personal choice and I wasn't following this diet today, I'd probably add like some tender stem broccoli, something with a bit of crunch. But we're not doing that. We're sticking to BBC Good Food, the trusty sauce that is. And I'm going to go and cook my plate of baby-led weaning. Neeps and Tatties, let's have ya. So here I am peeling and chopping up the swede. I just used a little bit because I was just making it for me. Chopped them really small so they'd boil quick. And then I peeled and chopped the potatoes too for the tatties. Neeps is actually swede and carrots mixed together, so I chopped up a carrot as well. The potatoes went in one saucepan and the swede and carrots went in another. Here they are boiling away. Boil, boil, toil and trouble. And in a separate frying pan I cooked the mincemeat. Oh my god, how hard is it to mash a swede? I honestly really struggled with this. It's actually embarrassing. Plating it all up, there's the swede and carrots, there's the mashed potatoes, and there's the mincemeat. Added the gravy, Bob's your uncle. This is what my dinner looks like tonight. So I added some herbs to the mince because I thought mince on its own is going to be really boring. Hope that's okay, fellow Scots. Just like a mixed herb, rosemary type thing. I know I should have really used haggis for this and I'm sorry about it. I would like to formally apologise, but I just didn't love it this morning. So I thought mince was a safe option and someone said people do eat mince with this, so that's fine by me. Gonna get a bit of all 3 in my first mouthful. Beauty guru, but for Neeps and Tatties. Here she is. It's nice. I like every component on this plate. Wow, I've put too much rosemary in that mince. It tastes like a roast potato. I do still stick by what I say. I do think it's lacking a bit of crunch, but I think that's part of it. It's supposed to be like a very warming, comforting, easy to eat kind of meal. Maybe in the winter. I will make this again and I will enjoy it even more. When it's 27 degrees outside, it's not a British barbecue. At this moment in time, I prefer the Scottish dinner to the Scottish breakfast. Anyway, I'm going to sit and eat my dinner by myself, watch a bit of YouTube on my phone like I'm 2 years old, and I would consider this a successful meal. Don't come at me for the appetiser. Is it Scottish? I don't know. It is 30 degrees today, so I can only apologise for the bare face, but a Scottish dessert that I could not let pass me by is a deep fried Mars bar. I've only gone and done it. I'll insert a quick little clip here of how I just made the deep fried Mars bar. So I mixed together plain flour, corn flour and bicarbonate of soda, added a little bit of milk to make the batter and dipped the Mars bar in it. Then when the oil was hot, I put the Mars bar into the oil and cooked it until it was golden brown. It didn't take too long at all, definitely under 5 minutes. Sliced it open to have a little look and voila. Here's a little close up. I wonder why the Mars bar was chosen to deep fry. What have Scotland got against a Mars bar that they want to chuck it in some hot oil? That is good, and I don't even feel like I've done it justice. I think if you bought one in Scotland where they do it properly, it must be delicious. It's so melty and gooey. It gets a solid 9 out of 10 from me. And that brings us to the end of this video. I told you there was a lot of food involved in this one. Like I said, if you're Scottish, please let me know in the comments down below how did I do with each meal. And is there anything I missed that I definitely should have tried? Or feel free to let me know in the comments down below, where should I eat from next? I'm open to all suggestions. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to see my videos every Sunday. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely week, and I'll see you again next week with another little video. Bye guys, love ya.